So today we're going to be talking about how to optimize your profile. We're going to cover 4 steps that every agent really should follow to make sure that you're not a secret agent on social media, and also to really put out that not only the professional presence, but a presence on social media where people trust you and they look forward to connecting with you.
And speaking of 4, it is also May 4th today. So may the 4th be with you. I got a chance to say it today, so I'm excited. So anyways, so what I did hear from you, Elle, was if they stay on to the end, we have a special checklist we can send them that goes along with the training. So if you guys were listening, stay with us so that we can get you the takeaways and for the training so that you guys can go apply what you learned. So that's our preface. We try to do this for our trainings is to let you guys know that's the point. If you're going to come join us today for this training and learn, that's great, but it's not a very good use of time unless you go apply the things you learn, right? So can someone say yes in the chat if they're like, well, I'm here because I want to learn and put it in place. So say yes and say not me if that's you and you're like, I'm here to listen and never put it in place. I just like listening to trainings but not doing them. So let me get a yes or not me if that's you, which is fair, but I wouldn't expect much stuff to change in your business unless you put things in place. So our whole goal, what we tell our clients, what we tell people in the group, what we tell people on trainings that we lead at events and everything is you got to put the stuff in place. So that's what we're going to do is give you actionable things today that you can go put in place. In fact, if you're not on your phone, if you're on your computer and you want to pull up your Facebook profile, you can actually follow along and look at your profile as we teach this. If you're on your phone, that might be a little difficult, so maybe check it out afterwards with the checklist that we'll send you. Welcome to the Modern Insurance Agent Podcast.
We're your host, David and Elle Denning.
What happens when a millennial couple dives headfirst into the insurance world, scales $1 million remote business, and decides to share the journey with the world?
You get the Modern Insurance Agent.
Here, we reveal the messy, magical, and sometimes hilarious realities of building a business and a life you love.
From traveling the globe to building remote teams. Yes, even working remotely on top of a mountain in the Philippines. We're sharing insights, strategies, and plenty of laughs to help agents and entrepreneurs succeed.
Because let's face it, success isn't just about hitting numbers.
It's about designing a life that works for you.
So let's dive in and build something extraordinary together.
So today we're going to talk about how to set up your social media profile.
Are you in the Facebook group? The vast majority of you are. If you're not, you're missing out. But if you're in the Facebook group, write the letters MFIA, Marketing for Insurance Agents, in the chat. Let us know you're joining us from the Facebook group, which is where most of you guys are joining from. If you are not in the Facebook group, just write not yet and then go join the Facebook group. It is literally just called Marketing for Insurance Agents. If you look it on Facebook, it'll be the first thing that pops up. You'll see Elle and me waving at you guys and saying hi, like on this image here. And it's 36,000 plus insurance agents in there. Please join. It's a super supportive community. People dropping questions. And honestly, a lot of great referral partners have found each other in there too. So definitely join the group. We do regular trainings on there as well. Saying, who are you guys in the first place? I ended up here. I'm not in the group. Elle's fast forwarding a little bit. Stay tuned for that slide. But I'm David, and this is Elle. We're co-founders of Jumpstart Go, and also created the Marketing for Insurance Agents Facebook group there. We come from digital marketing backgrounds for marketing consulting, did that for a lot of industries, and then ultimately 8 years ago focused it to just the insurance industry, as we had have a partner of ours that came from there and said, hey, this would be amazing help support for insurance industry. So we've spent the last 8 years working with only insurance agents and agencies, worked with over 1,000, all from brand new to consulting for IMOs and FMOs that probably a lot of you are familiar with, and also have the Facebook group on this side too. Also, just one point of clarification about us too, since we sometimes get asked this, and it's a little awkward at conferences and sometimes too, especially if they put us on the kiss cam. We are married as well. So she's not my sister, cousin. No, we're married. We actually started dating at 16 in high school, married in college at 21. I went to Georgia Tech, she went to SCAD, and we've been running business together ever since. So I get to work with my best friend every day. So hopefully I'm Mel's best friend too, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, that's enough about us. You're not here for us. You're here for the training.
Awesome. All right. So One of the things that we're going to be showing you today, and again, this will be our free gift to you guys for everyone that sticks on through the end of the training. We're actually going to give you a script that you can use to put together a pinned post video, which is we're going to talk about. And from this pinned post with this client is Tehran here that I love featuring and talking about. He specializes in life insurance and investments for pro athletes. So especially for college people that are going pro. And yeah, athletics, a lot of times they're coming into more wealth, more money than they've ever seen in their lives. And he really coaches them, works with them through that transition and helps them build real wealth. And this video that Tehran did is what we call the pinned post video that goes in the top of the profile. And this one video generated Tehran 8,300 in commissions. So let me know in the chat if you're looking forward to getting the script on how to do this and what this looks like to optimize your profile.
To be fair, that was like his first video too. It took us a little convincing of him to do it because he was a little bit scared of doing the video and put himself out there. If that's you in the chat, right, nervous of like, maybe you're nervous about social media. Maybe you're not a social media person. About 90% of the people that work with us tell us that when they come to us, right? And so I promise it is worth doing it. It's less scary than you think, and it's way more rewarding than you think as well. And Tehran absolutely has been amazing at putting that out and taking the leap of faith of using social media. So what else does that look like, Elle?
Awesome. So this is Brevin. He added 30,000 a month in production to his business by incorporating social media into his marketing strategy. And generating 2 to 3 leads every single day through Facebook. Again, today we're going to be showing you the foundational steps to take to get started, to optimize, and get started the right way.
And I want to address something because I've seen a lot of these comments, right? And I think it's really important. I see everybody saying nervous. I have a face made for radio. So do I, John. So do I, right? And, you know, hate social media, but I know utilizing is necessary. Guys, I'll let you in a couple secrets here. One, I also don't like social or even Facebook, right? Don't let Zuckerberg hear me, right? But it's such an amazing tool, so effective. And honestly, it's a lot more positive, especially the organic side, than people think, and is super, super rewarding. So I know nervous, I know it's scary, but I promise, especially if you have help and guidance on it, it is so, so powerful. So even if you don't feel like a social media person, even if you feel like you're nervous, honestly, that's the vast majority of people who even work with us on that side. They're not doing content regularly. They've maybe never done it. We have 2 83-year-olds and an 84-year-old that work with us on that side, most of which have never touched Facebook before coming and putting social in place. And I know one of them was writing 2 to 3 IULs by the end of the first month, right? It's so powerful, guys. And people get to know you, right? At the end of the day, you want people knowing you and trusting you and coming to you. That's the hottest stuff and easiest to convert and the most referrals, most persistency, right? And that's what people say they want. When I tell them, what do you want? I want warm people come to me, already know who I am, ready to talk, easy laydowns and referrals. Cool. And I say, what are you doing every day? The opposite. I call people cold. Hopefully they answer, don't cuss me out. I walk around and try to meet people and say hi. But yeah, I'm not really doing those things. And social media is an amazing way to do that. So anyways, on my soapbox a little bit, but I promise you, you're in the right spot if you feel nervous or not a social media person, but you know it's important. All right, which would have been great to have this slide up. However, I forgot it was actually the next slide. So let's do this one more time. If this is you, if you feel nervous, overwhelmed, confused, any of those things about social media, write yes in the chat. Maybe you have done social media and you feel like I haven't gotten the results out of it that I thought. And so I feel like I'm not doing it the right way, or maybe I'm missing something on that. So I know it's frustrating to feel like you put time and energy in something, not get it out. And then I also know there's others out there who have not tried it because they feel nervous, not sure what to do, and it just feels confusing on that side as well, which absolutely it can feel that way. So if that's you, write yes in the chat. Let us know you're in the right spot, because that's exactly what we're going to talk about here. But just know you're not alone. A lot of agents are nervous and not taking advantage of this, and the ones that do are absolutely capitalizing off that. So don't get left behind. Let more people know who you are and come to you, right? So with that said, let's do a little teaching moment. If you don't have a pen and paper out, now's a good time to get one out. And we're going to be covering stuff. We talked about, hey, social media can be effective. Cool. Covered that. Now let's talk about some really important things to understand about social media that you really need to understand so that things make sense, right? No one likes when things don't make sense. No one likes feeling confused. Your prospects don't like it if they feel confused if you're explaining something, right? You confused prospects don't buy, right? And that's an important here. So we want to understand, why does social media work the way it does so I can actually use it? So let me poll the audience right here. So everybody in the comments that's commenting, I'm polling you real quick. Who here agrees that in order to use a tool effectively, you need to know how the tool works in the first place? Can I get a yes or no in the comments here? If I want to use a tool, do I need to know how that tool works? You know, it's kind of like holding a chainsaw by the chain and not the handle, and I need to cut down trees. My trees don't get cut down and all my fingers get sewn back on and I'm at the hospital, right? And it's the same thing with social media. If I'm wasting a bunch of time and energy and I'm not getting those results, that is frustrating. And it's usually because I don't know how the tool actually works, or I have misconceptions about it that honestly I'm doing it the wrong way. I'm fighting against it rather than using how it's actually designed to work with a way less time and energy. Who here also in the chat like spending less time on things to get more results, right? When I don't know how something works, I spend a lot of time trying to figure it out, versus if I know how it works, I can spend less time, more results. We all like to be efficient, right? We all got things to do outside of business, family, sports, hobbies that we'd like to be doing. We want to spend less time, more results. So with that said, we're going to break this down a little bit. I'm going to use Facebook as an example here. I'll talk about why Facebook a little bit later on, but I'm going to use Facebook as an example. So let's see who can be the fastest in the chat to let me know, how does Facebook make money, guys? Someone tell me, shout it out. How does Facebook make money? Oh, it's free for all of us. Is it just free? Is it a charity? Is it a 501c? I bet Zuckerberg wishes it was. But there we go. There we go. I'm not exactly sure it was first because it started rolling real quick. But ads, right? That's why social is free for us to use, is we're the product. The ads are sold and to be shown to us, right? So they make their money through ads. The vast majority of what Facebook makes revenue-wise is through ads. Okay, cool. They make their money through ads. They're publicly traded company. They're on the stock market, right? And they were valued at billions for making 1 penny as a company, which we tried telling investors that when we started, but apparently that only works for Facebook. I don't think that might be a racket, right? Racket in the comments if you think that's a racket, right? But anyways, we know as a business, their goal is they make money or they get fired and replaced, since they're traded on the stock exchange, right? So that makes sense. Now we know how they make money too, through ads. Cool. Now, let me know in the chat too, are you familiar with a Facebook profile, which if you have a Facebook, you all have, and a Facebook business page, which maybe you have a business page that you created, right? Yes, in the chat, if you're familiar with that, right? Like profile, business page, right? I think everybody's following along on that. Cool. So most people think, hey, personal profile, that's where I do my family, my friends, my hobbies, my dogs, you know, whatever. I post my travels on my personal. And business page is where I do my business. I post about my business, what's going on, come get insurance from me. And that's how it works, right? And Facebook is very happy for you to think that way, because it actually works out very well in their favor. Because people start doing that and they say, hey, I'm not really getting anything there. I must need to boost a post, which is basically lighting money on fire. Please don't boost post. If you're going to run an ad. Or I'm going to need to run ads, right? And Facebook says, yes, pay me. And, you know, that's the way to success. Pay me money, right? And so with that, if Facebook makes, this is a very important question, guys. I really want you to listen, because this is also a very big teaching moment here. If Facebook makes its money through ads as a business, does it want me coming and using a business page to get all the business I can for free without ever paying them for ads or boosting a post? Does Facebook want that? Dina got it right? No, of course not, right? That makes no sense. They would go out of business if that was the case. Now, thankfully or unthankfully, that they're smart. They know this, right? That it doesn't really work. It makes no business sense. And if you're running a business, you don't design your business to go out of business, right? So with that said, what does Facebook do? They purposely limit the reach. What's reach? That's just a fancy word for how many people see anything I do on my business page, right? They limit the reach to a very tiny amount of people who actually see what I do on that business page. Let me get some guesses in the chat. What percentage do you think they reduce it down to? Give me a number. I want to know, what percentage do they reduce it down to? Is it 50%, 20%, 10%? What do we think? Ben saying 2%. Ben, you're actually double what they reduce it down to. They reduce it down to 1% or less. Good job, Rico. Got it at 1, right? 1% or less, right? What does that look like in real numbers? That means if I spent time, energy, or money to get 1,000 people following that business page, I'm going to be lucky if even 10 people see what I did. It's like shouting out into the wind, into a desert. I say it's like having a Michelin star restaurant in the middle of a desert, because you could do amazing things on your business page. Great educational pieces. Get people thinking about insurance, protecting their families or their prized possessions. You could be doing such amazing things, but if no one sees it, what's the point, right? And that's really what happens. Is it reduces it down to really, it doesn't make a lot of sense organically. Still good to have a business page for other reasons, but for running social strategies to generate business, referrals, referral partners, or recruits, it doesn't make any sense if no one sees what you're doing. It'd be like going and posting a flyer in the middle of a cave that no one knows about. No one's going to see that flyer, right? And so it's the same thing with a business page, okay? So with that said, oh no, what do? We can't use our business pages really for social because no one's going to see it. It's just a waste of time and energy, really. So what do? Well, personal profiles, all of which you have if you have Facebook, are the exact opposite. Facebook wants people connecting, interacting, having conversation, watching videos, all these things. They don't care if it's puppies or politics. The content doesn't really matter as much to Facebook. In fact, it's not even the most important thing. Facebook cares, does it keep people on Facebook and for longer? The longer they're on Facebook, the more ads Facebook gets to serve, the more money Facebook makes. It's a business, right? What drives Facebook? Money, and at the end of the day, that's why certain things work and why they don't, right? And so it wants to keep people on the platform. That's why it rewards engagement so much, is because it's keeping people there. That's why it feels addictive, those dopamine hits. In fact, Google and Facebook actually got sued and lost a case a little while ago for being addictive because they're created to be that way. And so Facebook likes when people stay on the platform. They reward that. That's good. What happens when people leave the platform because they got bored or they went somewhere else? Well, Facebook can't serve them ads till they come back. They don't like that. They can't make money doing that, right? And so that's not good. They punish that, right? And so I understand the tool. Why do certain things work? Why do certain things not? Now things start to make sense. I'm going to give you one key tip here. This is a very basic one, but we'll go through more stuff a little bit later on. But a common example of this would be like using links in posts or comments, right? If I'm using a link in a post, and it could be a really positive one. It could be to my website, a landing page, to book a time with me, to a YouTube video where I break down pieces of insurance or recommendations or tips that are super helpful. And I say, man, I'm doing a lot of great stuff. Why am I not getting people reaching out, commenting, seeing my stuff at all? And it's because you're really doing the equivalent of walking in a Starbucks and saying, hey, everybody here at Starbucks, don't buy any coffee here. Forget about buying it over here. The store next door is better. Come over here instead. Well, Starbucks not a big fan of that. Wouldn't really recommend doing that. And neither is Facebook. You are literally trying to send people away from the platform to somewhere else, costing Facebook money. Facebook doesn't want that. So they purposely reduce how many people see it all, because why wouldn't they? That just makes business sense. And now, as someone who knows, hey, using a link isn't a good idea, what do I do instead? I say, hey, if you want more info on this, write me below. And now as Elle says, oh yeah, I do, write me. Facebook says, oh, people are paying attention. People are engaging. Show this to more people. And now more people see it and more write me and more and more and more. It's like self-fulfilling. I just did a post in the Facebook group, and it's already got 520 plus comments on it or ever because of this exact thing. It causes this more and more people to see it, more and more people comment it. And now you say, okay, well, what do I do there? And I say, hey, Elle, you wanted to learn more about insurance? Let me send you a message. And then I send a message, and now I'm in a private one-on-one conversation, ask some questions, get her on her phone, appointment. I can do all kinds of things there once I'm in a private convo, which is the point of using social, is getting conversations with your target audience, referral partners, all those things, right? So that's the difference of knowing how a tool works versus not knowing how it works and fighting against it and wasting a lot of time and energy to not get the results. So if you learned one thing at least during that, or it was a really good refresher, if you've heard us talk about it before, drop the number 1 in the chat and let me know you learned at least one thing from that you can go take and apply. Now, that wasn't the training for today. That was just a piece of it. But hopefully that was educational before we hop into why would I want to optimize a personal profile in the first place, which is what we just discussed. So before we do that, though, I want to cover some other myths that might have kept you from even trying social media, even trying to put it in place, right? And so that first one is having to go viral. I don't want to do silly dances and wear costumes or not be myself on social to try to go viral or figure out the latest trends and try to do that. So much work, and it doesn't feel like me even personally, right? And I'll let you know, you absolutely do not need to go viral. The vast majority of you are wanting or would potentially want to use insurance to grow your potentially wanting to use social media to grow your insurance business, not to become an influencer and necessarily just get paid off the views, right? You guys aren't looking to be the next Kim Kardashian. You guys are looking to use this to grow your insurance business, which is very different. You don't need to go viral. In fact, who cares? The views are kind of a vanity metric unless it's your target audience. If I got 1 million views and I go look at it and it's all people in the UK or over in Russia, well, that doesn't help me any. I can't write them insurance business, right? So it's about getting in front of the right people. We have an example of a client that actually makes a perfect example of this. Is Casey Dan Farnsworth. Yeah, Dan Farnsworth was doing was Dan Farnsworth Casey?
I don't know what you're going to say.
The annuity.
Dan Farnsworth.
Dan Farnsworth was doing a Facebook Live educating his audience about something like a 15-minute live and for his right audience. And one person was on there that was his right audience, reached out to him, and he wrote $1 million annuity off that. Not bad for 60, 80,000 commission for 15 minutes. It doesn't matter how many, it matters the right people. So hopefully that clears up. I don't need to go viral. It's not how many, it's getting me in front of the right people that I can turn into business, referral partners, or even team members, right? So what's the next myth? Is you do not need to be omnipresent. You do not have to be on all these platforms. You don't have to be on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and and MySpace and Zanga and all these. It's too much, right? It takes up too much time away from everything, and they all work differently. So it pulls all that time and attention versus really driving one effectively. In fact, we don't even recommend really doing 2 platforms until you're doing over 1 million in your business. And at that point, maybe you could expand to a secondary platform. But it's so much easier to focus on one platform, scale and grow that effectively than it is to focus on additional platforms. We've done millions and millions and millions through a single platform that we focused on. It is highly effective versus trying to spread out, and they're all quite different. So cool. Once again, how do we get the most results for the least amount of time so you can run your insurance business and enjoy your life at the same time, right? All right. Why do we recommend Facebook to start with? Is it just because it's the sexiest, newest, most fun platform out there? No. Okay. It's not. That's fair. I know that, right? I've seen people in the chat like, I don't really like Facebook. Totally agree, right? But it's such a great platform for the business side. And it's not just because it has 3 billion active users and your target audience is definitely on there. That's cool. But it's also the fastest and easiest and least amount of work to get results on, right? And that's a big thing, right? Is I know most agents would rather murder me. I say that jokingly, but I'm serious about a few of you guys probably, than go do the 3 to 4 videos a day that you would need to do on TikTok to grow or scale, right? I know that. Why am I going to go tell agents to do something I know they most likely aren't going to do and execute? I want to make this easy for them to get results. Facebook doesn't require that much content at all. Most of our clients do 1 post a day, less than 5-10 minutes. We make that super simple. And like I said, the content's not even the most important piece, right? So something that they can easily do, scale, and grow, and which is why we recommend Facebook. But Facebook also has one very big, powerful advantage over other platforms, which is another big reason that we recommend Facebook as well. I want to get some guesses in the comments. Let me know some guesses. What is one thing unique about Facebook that is so powerful? In fact, we've referenced it a few times today, earlier, that other platforms don't really have. Let me get some guesses. Some of you guys who've been on some of our trainers might know. And if you're a YouTuber, that's great too. YouTube, I might consider slightly different than social media since it's more educational video platform. We can talk about that another time for sure. But I want to see your YouTube channel. So definitely shoot me a Facebook message on Facebook there. Reach, meta placement, targeting people, local, community. You're getting a little closer to the community. What's it called when you put people in a community together, right? What is marketing for insurance agents, for example? We're getting so close. We're right there in the chats. Billions of users, that's important too. There we go. David got it. Facebook groups are unique to Facebook. They've already segmented people for you into locations, hobbies, interests, all these things that make it so much easier to connect with your target audience, strategic referral partners that can send you 10, 20, 30 plus deals a month on that side. Facebook groups are so incredibly powerful, right? We have clients 250, 500,000 a month from one single group he didn't even build. He's just the sole insurance agent. Everything gets sent to him. Facebook groups are incredibly powerful. We love teaching those strategies too. Won't be today because that's a whole another training we'll have to do. So stay tuned. But Facebook, those are the biggest reasons we recommend Facebook initially. So let's get into what you guys are ultimately here for. Now that this hopefully makes sense because of that, let's optimize their personal profiles.
All right. Okay. Pop quiz. Which profile are we talking about? David just spent a lot of time talking about this. We're going to walk you through the steps of optimizing your profile. So which platform and what type of profile are we talking about here? Because David just spent all this time talking about why, which platform.
They were listening, y'all. They were listening. I see it in the comments.
Yes. I love it. Yes. So we are talking about the personal profile on Facebook. You guys are awesome. You're tuned in. You're taking notes. I love it. So the very first thing here, I'm actually going to arrange. Can I arrange us differently?
Do what you need to do.
Okay, good. Again, for those of you that stay on through the end of the presentation, we are going to give you these screenshots. You're going to get this presentation. You're going to get the checklist. So if you're like, oh, it's tiny on my screen, I can't see it, don't worry. We got you. Okay.
We got you.
So the very first thing is that you're going to want to turn on professional mode. This is super important because it allows your content to be found by people that you're not friends with on the platform. One of the things that we really focus on with our clients is helping them get super clear on their target market. And it's so important to know who you are creating content for so that the algorithm ultimately can go out and find those people for you to connect with. Turning on professional mode allows you to do this. It allows your content to be served beyond your warm market. A lot of our clients in their first 30 days of implementing, over 50% of the views that they're getting are from non-followers, the people that aren't following them, not friends with them. And this professional mode allows you to do that. It's going to allow you for your content to be seen by more people and the right people. So the way to do this is if you go to your personal profile, there's going to be 3 little dots there on the right-hand side. So it's kind of in line with About and Reels. If you go all the way over and then you click the 3 dots, and there should be an option to turn on professional mode. Let me know in the chat, do you already have this turned on? Do you have professional mode already turned on, right? Yes or not yet if you haven't done this yet. The thing that I love about professional mode is that it gives you a dashboard like this. This is Jeff Barton. This was a screenshot after about a couple of weeks of implementing on the content strategy that we teach inside of our program called the Closers Click. And you can see here, he had over 3,000 people that viewed his content with almost a 9,000% increase. What is super motivating about this, and if you're like me at all, I'm super goal oriented. I like to know the numbers. I like to know my progress. So this helps you see your progress and see those metrics of what's going on behind the scene. Because sometimes when we're posting on social media, it's like, is it working? Am I just speaking into the void? This dashboard really helps you focus on what is working, and it puts numbers behind it. All right, so your first step here is going to be profile photo. Okay, let me see about rearranging this now that we're, so your profile photo is really important. It almost operates as your logo or your brand, if you will. Sometimes we see profile photos that are logos. Don't do that. You want it to be a photo of your face. You also want to make sure that it's just of you. So you don't want like you and your dog, you and your goldfish, you and your kids, just a photo of a pretty sunset or a pretty flower. As beautiful as that flower is, it should not be your profile photo, okay? You want to make sure that it is a photo just of you, that you have good lighting. Natural lighting is fine. You can go outside, you know, maybe around 6 o'clock or so in the evening, and just with your cell phone, take a good quality photo with some good lighting. Just don't be in the shadows looking, you know, where you can barely see it. Also make sure that you don't have sunglasses on, that your eyes aren't covered. I also typically say no hats because it also puts a shadow on your face. Seeing your eyes is really important for building trust. It's a psychological trigger that instantly helps people connect with you. And then also opt for a real photo, even if it's a selfie that you take with your phone, instead of using an AI generated photo. In this season of AI, unless you spend a lot of time really, really learning how to use AI really well, you're going to end up generating something that looks AI generated, and that erodes trust. Okay. All right. Right. Makes sense in the comments if you're following along and you got step 1 down here. Step 2 is going to be your intro or bio. This is that little bit of text there in the profile, in the about. It shows up on the left-hand side, but it actually says intro on Facebook. And this is really where you want to mention who you help and how you help them. So the formula for this is I help, and you want to insert a target market with whatever the result is. So you can help them avoid a benefit or avoid certain pain or access some sort of benefit. This is Stacey Warner's, the profile that I'm showing you here. She's a client of ours, and she focuses on helping contractors. She's in the commercial PNC space, and she helps contractors, you know, get the insurance that they need to go into people's home and have the proper coverage in case something happened. And her bio says, it's probably too tiny on the screen here, but her bio says, I help big-hearted contractors win bigger jobs. I'm trying to do this from memory because I can't actually see it. Win bigger jobs so that they can give back to their families and their communities. So she's not even really mentioning insurance in here. She's talking about what it does for them. It helps them when contractors get insurance, they get licensed, bonded. People are going to be more open to having them in their homes. They'll be able to actually do like government projects or commercial projects because they have the right insurance that they need for those types of jobs. She's also very specific and clear on who it is that she's helping. Mistakes that I see with this are like, I help families, individuals, business owners have peace of mind through insurance. Like, that's so broad. That's everybody, families, and individuals, business owners. We want to get specific on who we help and how we help them. So, of course, we put together some examples here for you based off of line of insurance. So Medicare, I help retirees save on medical expenses without giving up their favorite doctors. Okay. We're not really using any insurance jargon. We're not really focusing it on insurance. We're focusing it on that result. What's the thing that you help them do? What's that pain that you're helping them avoid? Most people that are going on Medicare, they have an established network of doctors that they work with, and they don't want to move their doctors. That's one of their biggest fears. And they also don't want to pay an arm and a leg and an eyeball and give all of their organs away to pay for medical insurance, right? So we're speaking to those fears there in this bio. PNC, I help Texas families protect their homes without breaking the bank. We're being specific, Texas families. PNC also, personal lines PNC does typically very well, niching down to certain communities, your town, your area, being kind of known as somebody that's like local typically does really well for PNC. But you want your marketing to speak, to like families or homeowners, for example, or we have, clients like Stacy that focus on contractors. We've got clients that focus just on truck drivers or owner operators. Those are the trucking companies. So those are really great niches. And I see Amy in the chat here. We need a niche. Yes, absolutely. You need a niche. And this is something that we really dive super deep with our clients on, helping them really dial that in, because the stronger that you are in that area of knowing who your target market is, the stronger your content strategy is going to be, and the stronger your overall lead gen and your results are going to be from this type of marketing. The life insurance example here, I help families take control of their finances without cutting out coffee or canceling Netflix. Again, that's going to be, that's what people think, like, well, life insurance is expensive, right? They keep putting it off. All right. So step 3, okay, before we move on to step 3, let me know in the chat, right? Yes, in the chat, if that made sense to you as far as updating that intro, that bio. And write me if you're kind of got your wheels turning a little bit about maybe a specific market that you really want to use social media to connect with. Okay, step number 3 is your cover photo. Your cover photo is the wide space just above the profile photo there. It's where, on the example that I'm showing on the screen, it says contractors covered. This is your largest visual real estate that you have on the profile. You actually really almost want to think about your profile acting as a landing page or a website, because the thing is people are going to go check out your profile first before they ever click a link to go to your website. Like if you're using social media as a way to get in front of your audience for lead gen, to open up the door for opportunities, they're absolutely going to your profile before they go to your website. So you want to make sure that this visual real estate, this cover photo that you're using, is speaking to your target market, and that we're using it strategically.
I was going to caveat, when people will see like content in their news feeds, and then they'll come to maybe your profile to see, oh, who does this person help? Who are you? And then to reach out, usually in Messenger or comment. They might go to a business page just to see the contact information to reach out to you. But people don't browse business pages, which once again is a reason to use the personal profile. But I did want to address something that we'll talk about it a little bit later on too, because it's a common question. But I do want to caveat on people's behavior is people don't typically go to a profile and then go search through weeks and months and years of content on those profiles. Because I get people saying, well, maybe I should create a new one because there's a few things I might want to take off there, or there's stuff for a couple years ago. I say that's not what people, unless they're an ex or a stalker, they're not going to go scroll through all the stuff there. I tell them, hey, if there's anything in the last week or two or last 10 posts, maybe, but as you start doing content, it gets buried. But people aren't going to go scroll through a bunch of content. So don't worry if something from weeks or months, years ago on that side. It is much better, and I'll go in more depth later on, to use your existing profile than it is to create a new one, in which case Facebook actually limits a lot of stuff on the new profile, and it can create distrust if you have 2 separate profiles. So anyways, I wanted to just, the people are like, well, if I can come to my profile and like go through, my college pics. No, they're not going to do that. Trust me.
All right. So let's, we'll bring it back to the cover photo here. So your cover photo is, you definitely want to make sure that it features your target audience in some way. It can have some text on there, like Stacy has contractors covered on hers. But the thing is that this is your opportunity for your target market that you're looking to connect with to see themselves in the content. and in what you help them achieve. You want them, it's again, this has a lot to do with psychology, is like you want them to be able to put themselves in the shoes of the people that you help. Like you're almost like saying to them, you're giving them like a little a little glimpse into their future, that they're going to become a client and start working with you too. So there's two different ways that you can do this. One is like Stacy has here. She's used a very clean stock photo here. And this is speaking to that contractor, handymen, roofers that are community focused, family focused. You get that vibe from looking at the photo. You can also use personal photography. Like if you're really focused on pre-retirees, and maybe you're a pre-retiree yourself, and you've got a great photo of you and some friends that you were all grabbing coffee together and you guys took a photo, use that photo. Or we have a client, Kevin Hall, on the Medicare side, and he focuses on, active pre-retirees. And he has, a stock photo of a couple that are at the beach living out their golden years and enjoying that time. So you want to put your target market into your cover photo here. And that can be either personal photography that you've captured, or it can be stock photography. You want to make sure that the images are high quality though. Again, you don't want them to be too dark. You don't want them to be grainy. Sometimes you might have a photo that you've taken that's a vertical. Well, the cover photo is horizontal. If you crop that vertical photo, it's usually not going to look very good. So you need one that's already taken horizontally. And then you want to double check that it works on both desktop and mobile, and that there's not any weird cropping going on with that, because sometimes that can look weird. So just look at it on your computer and then look at it on your phone. All right. Now, step 4. This is what I mentioned earlier with Tehran and what he did. And ultimately, this is what was, of course, Tehran didn't just post this one video, but Tehran did a pinned post video. And this is pinned at the top of your profile. And this is, you get one pinned post that you can pin there. And we suggest that you make it a video, and that you share your why and your mission. And also share a little bit about who you are and why you got into insurance. And then again, who you help them and how you help them. And then you want to pin it to the top. What that does is anytime people are coming to your profile, they're first going to look at your profile photo, that cover photo, and then that pinned post is the next thing that they're going to see. So that's how you really make sure that you're showcasing who you are and who you help on your profile, and then doing it in a way that's authentic, natural video. You guys have probably, if you've never seen David and I on video before, you probably got a really good sense of our personalities and a little bit about us just by attending this webinar. Well, that's what video does. You get to hear us. You get to interact with us in a way that you wouldn't be able to just with written text. So I am going to, I just want to make sure you guys can see it. Okay. We have put together a script here for you. Okay. And an example of what it looks like. Oh, that's better. Of how to put this together. So this is not a 1 hour long video that you're going to be putting together. You want to shoot for 45 to 60 seconds. And if you follow this framework, you'll keep it within that time frame. So you want to first do like a friendly opening, and you want to welcome people to your profile. I'm so glad that you're here. And you want to share a little bit about the things that they're going to find in the profiles. And you also, it's a natural way for you to bring in insurance here. So again, it's social media. So we want to showcase a little bit about the types of things that they're going to see. I'm Elle. I enjoy being by the water and the beach. So you're definitely going to see that type of content. I love working with my husband and we love travel. So you'll see that type of content. And I'm also an insurance agent, and I love what I do as an insurance agent. And then you go into who you help. Again, maybe it's the pre-retirees. I help pre-retirees navigate Medicare and their options that they have in retirement. And then you also want to share your why. Why did you get into doing this? most people, I would say probably 95%, if not all of our clients that we talk to, they have a reason why they got into insurance. Nobody that we worked with is like, oh, I wanted to be an insurance agent when I was 5 years old.
Only if their parents were.
Only if their parents were. But that's not most people's story. There's something happened. Maybe you have a personal experience about a time that you needed insurance. Your loved one needed insurance and it made a difference in your life, or you didn't have it. And now you want to help people avoid that same kind of pain. That's what you want to be sharing. And you want to do it authentically. Don't worry about it coming across too scripted or the genuineness here is really what makes this piece of content do really well and what people will connect with. And then you want to thank people. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my content. And then saying just something like, if anything resonated with you, you just want to say, hey, drop a comment below. I would love to connect. Again, we're not sending them off to links. We're not giving them phone numbers. We're not saying, reach out to me for a free quote. We're just simply giving a soft invite to connect by commenting below. Again, David talked about that strategy earlier. We want to create engagement on the content that we're doing so that it increases the visibility of that piece of content. All of this stuff is very strategic that we're sharing with you guys.
You may be the next Tehran and do almost 10,000 from your intro video.
There you go. There you go. All right. So if you want this checklist, you want this presentation that we've gone through here, it has the scripts, it has all of the steps, it has the example bios that you can use. All you need to do is scan this QR code, put your information in, and then it's going to send it to you automatically.
I think I kind of addressed about, hey, let me go create a new Facebook profile. Honestly, very rare cases that I'd recommend creating a new one. Facebook will purposely limit a lot of what you do as a new profile because they don't trust it. They're not sure if it's a bot, if it's real. You've built up no trust with Facebook. They'll limit how much activity you can do, how much they're going to show you to people, all these things. So I generally do not recommend creating a new profile. Just reactivating, even if you haven't used it forever, your existing profile, or starting to use your existing profile for that. And if there's a few things you want to remove or something like that, that's fine. But honestly, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I would just go ahead and start using the existing profile. It's going to be way more powerful, way more effective. And so that's generally what I recommend there is don't go create a new one. Now, if you don't have one at all, then yeah, it's going to need to be a new one. That's fine. And we actually have some processes on how to scale that quickly and have it be super effective and build that trust fast. But just saying, for most people, it's usually easier to reactivate one if you already have one or start using it there. Professional mode, once again, people seeing your content doesn't necessarily mean they're coming into your profile and seeing everything there. In fact, most places people see the content into their news feed. So just because your content's getting shown to more people doesn't mean those people are coming to your profile and then scrolling through all your content there. You do want to be public. You want people to know you, come to you, reach out to do business with you, or be referral partners for you. And that's part of this, that they're getting to know and see you. And I promise it's super, super rewarding there. Okay, let me scroll down, just make sure I didn't miss any. L did drop. I'll see if I can pin this for you guys, just so you guys can see that. I did just pin that. Let me know if that shows up for you, but you guys should be able to click that link, and that will also get you the checklist. So if you're here and the QR code didn't work for you, you couldn't scan it, click that link and let me know if that works and that if you guys can grab that there. Do lives work on Facebook yet? Lives are great. We've done lives for years and years on Facebook. I don't think they're as effective as they used to be. Facebook used to push lives a lot more. Video content is still incredibly effective. There's nothing wrong with doing a live and then downloading the video afterwards, so you have that video to also post or use in different ways. It's not always as much important of who's on it while you're alive, is that I got a replay afterwards and I can go say, hey, I just did this training, who missed it? And then people are like, I want it. It's a training for pre-retirees or for people that are new home buyers, right? And it's a good way to still use it even if they weren't on live. So there's nothing wrong with going live and then download it after. It's just Facebook doesn't send as many people to lives as it used to. It should send by text or email or something. Was it do when they do that? Yeah.
It'll come to both.
It'll come to both.
And if you guys are having issues with it at all, you can just write checklist in the chat. And what we'll do is someone from our team will reach out and make sure that you get it. So if the QR code isn't working for you for some reason, or the link isn't working, or you filled it out and you don't see it in your email and text, then just write checklist and we'll make sure someone reaches out to get the presentation over to you.
Perfect. And Letty, just to clarify, you're not replacing your current profile. You're still using your personal profile. And when you're using social, you're still doing like your normal, like me, hobbies, travel, whatever I would kind of post there too. You know, there's ways to make it strategic to your target audience and strategies, all different trainings that we could do. In fact, we do them in the closers click, very much so, but that's not all the stuff that we can cover today. But you're still using your existing profile. You're not like replacing it. There. And Amy is so great from Ignite, and very much the team's looking forward to that call and hopefully get a chance to work with you like we have so many others on that side. I think you'll see a lot of faces you recognize in there as well, which will be awesome. Other than that, I do soft kind of mention, like, if this is like, hey, I absolutely want to execute on social media, I do want help, support, exactly what to do, be around others doing that same thing or who've successfully done that same thing also. And I want all of that to really be the key part of driving business to me, so I don't have to try to smile and dial paid leads, or maybe to go along with that to be more profitable. I want more referral partners that send me consistent business every month. If that's you, that's what we do in the closers click. So just reach out to us or write TCC in the chat, whatever you want. We will happily get you more information on that as well. But in the meantime, make sure you grab the checklist and make sure you go apply what you learned today. At the very beginning, we said, if you're going to come spend time here, make sure you go apply it so you can get results from it. And that's the only thing that leads to everything, right, is putting stuff in place. Thank you, Bill. We will have a great time in Mexico City. We will be picking up a lot of great stuff. It's us and 300 entrepreneurs that are doing a conference all this week, sharing everything around marketing and hiring and teams and all our different businesses. It's just a peer-to-peer knowledge exchange. Love the community here. So yeah, we're going to dive in, and we'll probably have some great trainings to bring to you guys from the event there as well. So yeah, Steve, I'm happy to talk to you about TCC for sure. Absolutely.
2 businesses do I need to decide which to promote? The best way here that you can feed both businesses through social media is if both businesses serve the same niche audience or target audience, then you can successfully promote both businesses. Because one important thing with social media is that we're really looking to get in front of the right target audience and simply open the door to conversation. So if we take that approach, you're not going to be doing hard selling through social media. We simply just need to get enough curiosity created where people start reaching out to us.
And let me give you an example of that. That's why we don't focus on my target audience is a product. It's not mortgage protection. It's not final expense. That's an important piece, that my target audience is someone who I can help there, but that's not my target audience. It's who I'm ultimately helping there, right? And that's where also my target audience isn't just my business. I could be doing it with multiple. So an example, say I do mortgage protection. I'm a life insurance agent, and I also am a CPA, and I also do taxes and books and stuff for people too. I don't know, I'm just giving 2 examples here. Well, my target audience could very much be, entrepreneurial families that are new homeowners, right? So someone, either one of the spouses or both of them are entrepreneurs, run their business. They need a CPA, someone to do their books and P&Ls and help them be successful in their business, as well as protect their most valuable asset, their home, for the future of their kids and families and stuff there. I could very much tie both of those into a single audience that I help with both my businesses. And that's very much what we usually teach to do if you have more than one. You don't have to only focus on one there. So
awesome.
Perfect.
Also, if you guys got a lot of value out of this training, we would love it if you would post in the Marketing for Insurance Agents group, just letting people know about the training. We have 36,000 people inside of that group. I think there were like 80 people on. So we have a lot of people inside of the group that
like at the replays.
Yeah. So we want to continue to spread the word about the webinars, about the trainings that we do here. And we would so appreciate that if you could share that you got something valuable or a takeaway, or even better, when you complete something on your profile, let us know in Marketing for Insurance Agents, and so that we can celebrate you and we can go support you.
I love seeing people who take fast action and go post in the group, just updated my profile picture, just updated my cover photo. Thanks for the lesson. Suggested language, if you do want to post in the group, is, yo, everybody missed out who was on the training today. It was great, right? So make them feel FOMO because they didn't come spend the time to grow their businesses, right?
And also kudos to all of you for being here, for showing up, for staying not just to the end, but a little bit past here. So we appreciate you all so much. If you still haven't been able to download it, or TCC if you're interested in learning a little bit more about working with us inside of the Closers Click.
Yeah, Letty, everybody who isn't in the free Facebook group, Marketing for Insurance Agents, go join that.
Yes.
Free group of 36,000 insurance agents we run. Everybody is welcome. Come join the Facebook group. Absolutely. Would love to have you there. And then we do have a private program called the Closers Click as well that we work with agents more directly in, and even one-on-one as well. So lots of cool stuff there. But guys, we really appreciate it. Say hi in the group. Use that group. Introduce yourself in the group. Let us know if you put anything in place in the Facebook group. It's a really awesome community of people in there, and we love seeing you guys apply these, because then we're just like, well, let's do more trainings for them if they're going to go put it in place as well. So the group is called Marketing for Insurance Agents. I'll drop it in the chat. In fact, I'll just drop the link. I don't know if you're going to be able to click this link if you're on mobile. If you can click it, that's the group. Otherwise, it's just called Marketing for Insurance Agents. And if you look it up, you'll see a picture of Elle and I on there, and we'd love to have you in the group. Thanks, everybody.